Hey, it's Jessica here, and you're listening to the 504 Rebirth Podcast, the show that will teach you how to go from surviving to thriving after a cancer diagnosis. Have you looked at yourself in the mirror after cancer treatments and thought, wow, this is my body? Or, I'm not sure where to start because I've been in bed so long and I've lost all my strength and my muscle. Oh my goodness, is this really me? Well, on today's episode, I'm going to discuss how to regain that strength and confidence starting with just 4 minutes of exercise. Yes, you heard me correctly, just 4 minutes of exercise. Hey guys, if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. In fact, it's the way I made mine, sitting in the parking lot waiting to pick up my niece from school. It has all the tools you need in one place, and you can record it right from your phone or computer. When hosting through Anchor, your podcast can be played across Spotify, Apple Podcast, and more platforms. It's everything you need in one single place, and it's free. That's free, guys. So download the Anchor app today. Go to anchor.fm to get started. That is anchor.fm to get started. Hi, everyone from Orange Beach, Alabama. I am on my second week of beach vacation, and this week I'm with my oldest sister and her family, and we are right on the beachfront here, and I'm currently in the sauna doing a 15-minute session. And then I will go jump in a cold shower and come back and do another 15-minute session. And so I share that with you because I want to share the importance of taking care of yourself, not just by resting and going to nature or, to the beach to rest and recover and heal your body after all these cancer treatments. But I also want to stress the importance of doing physical activity and going out and keeping yourself active and building back that muscle that you've lost during treatments. I know I lost about 20 pounds or a little bit more than 20 pounds through everything, and I've put about 10 back on. Some of that might be some water weight. I may not have put 10 of muscle back on. I'm sure it's not. But however, I am jumping back into working out again. About a month ago, I started with just simple body weight exercises. And I know most of you guys are, if you've gone through treatments, or even if you're not in cancer treatments, for those of you who find it hard to start a workout program or to just make yourself get healthy again, guys, it's so simple to just start easy. You start small. You don't want to start with the big heavy weights and jumping into these fitness programs that are in the gym because, yes, it's intimidating when you are out of shape. And I am speaking from experience, okay? I have been a trainer for years, and while I don't train clients anymore, I do continue to train myself. And, if you guys have any questions on personal training or how to get started, please reach out to me, shoot me an email, give me a call, whatever is best for you, or shoot me a text. But I definitely advocate for starting small. You have to start somewhere, and not everyone started at the top. I was a bodybuilder once as well, and it took me almost a year to build from having little to no muscle and being just a runner my entire life to building this muscle mass and being able to compete. So you have to start somewhere. So this is where I started. Like I said, 3 weeks ago, I started with just simple body weight exercises. I started with what one of my doctors had recommended to me called the Zac Bush Workout. And it's just a simple 4 minute, actually it's less than 4 minutes when you first start out because it's only 10 reps and you build up to 20 reps for each set. But it is a 4 minute or less workout depending on your speed, and you feel completely invigorated afterwards. Of course, you are using no extra weights other than your body weight to start out. So for all of you who are wondering what it is, I know I could tell you on here what it is in detail, but it probably would be best to just Google the Zac Bush Workout. And there's a video online that you can just follow that. Super simple. So I started that 3 weeks ago, and I built up, I added more reps in, and I started feeling just a little bit more in shape and not getting out of breath as much. And then I thought, okay, well, this is starting to feel a little easier. That's usually your sign that it is time to graduate to adding in weights or doing just longer workouts. And so from there, I started adding in weights only about a week ago though, and I started really small. So those of you who know me from my bodybuilding days when I was pushing 50-pound dumbbells in the gym and squatting with the guys, that's not me right now, okay? I am starting out with the neon colored little PT, that's physical therapy weights, and TheraBands, okay? Yes, the little neon colored weights, guys. And I'm okay with it. I know that most of you are probably like, oh my God, Jessica, that's not you. Like you can do all kinds of stuff. You're so strong and you're this and you're that. But no, if I tried all of that right now, which I could definitely try it, I would hurt myself. So start small. Like I said, I added in the neon colored weights. They are anywhere from 4 to 10 pound weights. And I am building up with doing reps and sets with those weights first. I'm just getting my joints used to working again with weight. And then I will gradually increase. I have no desire to add back on all the muscle or do competitions like I used to do, but I do want to feel strong in my day-to-day life, and I want it to be functional strength. So I'm doing things like squats and pulling weight from the ground and pushing weight overhead and doing planking movements, doing sitting up type movements, bridges. I want to say that again, bridges, okay? I lost my glutes completely during all of these treatments. And my backside, because I spent so much time in bed, my backside, my glutes and my hamstrings and my back became really weak. And so I have started working on building that back because, guys, that's a foundation for you. Your core is your foundation, okay? So build your glutes back by bridging a lot. I do bridges every single day now, and they are starting to build back, and I'm starting to feel stronger in my legs when I walk now. And I will update you guys as I continue to improve and change the style of workouts I'm doing. The next goal that I have physically will be learning how to rock climb. And in fact, I have a rock climbing lesson scheduled for when I return to Kentucky. And that will be my next sport that I'll take on. So I'll keep you guys updated on that sport. And of course, it may not be one that I compete in. It may just be for fun. Although I do really enjoy competing, as most of you guys know. So for those of you though that have any questions on how to get started with working out, like I said, reach out to me, please. The other big piece that I want to point out is your nutrition. So once again, while rest and recovery are highly important, as well as movement of the body, because a body in motion remains in motion, right? And a body at rest remains at rest. So we must remain in motion, moving, in order to keep that throughout life. But the other huge piece is your nutrition. So I'll share a little story with you. I started having some extreme swelling, edema, again in my legs and in my chest, kind of stomach and groin area again this week while I was at the beach. And I was eating a lot of things like pizza, pastas, fried foods, Yes, I had some delicious Colombian food with Jonathan and the kiddos when we were in Tampa. And while all of that was delicious, it was taking its toll on me, and I probably put on 10 pounds of water weight, and I was miserable. It hurt to move. So I made a simple change when I came here to the beach and Gulf Shores, and I've switched over to eating veggies and fruits, salads, and a little bit of protein, lean protein. The fish is really good here, by the way, too. Of course, we're on the coast, so it should be. And I have taken out almost all of the fried foods again, as well as the dairy. Most of the gluten is back out of my diet, and that's what I have found works best for me. And since then, I have lost probably all 10 pounds of that water weight that I had, and I'm moving a lot more freely, and my joints and things don't hurt. So while that worked for me, and while I would say, guys, add in more veggies, fruit, for me, just a little bit of meat, not a whole lot. That's what works best for me. It may not be the best nutritional advice for everyone because everyone's body is different. So I would advise you play around with eating more fruits and veggies, lean proteins, and see what works best for you. I know you're thinking, okay, Jessica, you just shared your story with me and how you got back into exercising and straightened up your nutritional habits. However, that's not me. How do I go about getting back to it? How can I get started? Because I'm not a bodybuilder or I'm not a runner like you. Okay, so here I have laid out for you the top 5 motivational techniques that I like to use myself, and you can play around with these. You can use one or all 5 of these, or if you don't like them at all, let me know and share with me what motivational techniques you like to use. But here's mine. So the first one is called the Mel Robbins 5-second rule. And it was created by Melanie Robbins, who's more recently known for covering the George Zimmerman trial for CNN. She's an author, a lawyer, and a motivational speaker. And the way her 5-second rule technique works, which she also has a book written on this as well called the 5-second rule. The way it works is the moment you feel an instinct or a desire, you're supposed to count down from 5, and then you physically start doing whatever it is you're supposed to be doing, whatever that goal is. If you give yourself time to think, you will talk yourself out of it. So that's the idea behind it all is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you start doing whatever it is. If it's running, if it's walking for 5 minutes, just get started. And you can apply this technique to anything in life and not just your physical goals. Okay, number 2 is begin with the end in mind. This is also from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People book. It's one of my favorite books. And the way it works is you think about the end result that you would like to achieve and you picture yourself there. So when you're goal setting, start with the end in mind. What is it that you want to achieve? Maybe it's a 5K race. Maybe it's being able to walk 20 minutes without getting out of breath. Maybe it's just blood pressure improvement or decreasing the amount of meds you're having to take. Maybe it's coming off of a pain med completely. Whatever it is, though, I want you to set that end goal, and then you picture yourself in the moment that you have achieved this goal, and I want you to feel the feelings that come along with this. So what are those feelings for you? Are you excited? Relieved? Do you feel empowered now because you've achieved this goal? So whatever you're feeling, I want you to close your eyes and feel it completely. Okay, number 3. I want you to find an accountability partner and tell someone what it is you plan to do. So the studies have proven over and over that if we have someone that we are accountable to, that we have to show up for, or that we have to tell them what it is we're going to do and then follow back up with them, report back in to them, that we will actually do that. We are more likely to achieve or accomplish goals that way when we find accountability partners. Number 4, journal your progress. So to see where you started and where you are now is highly motivational and will inspire you on the days when you're feeling down. It definitely works for me to look back and read through journals and see, oh my goodness, I started here with just body weight exercises and now I've worked my way up. I think I've mentioned it in one of my other podcasts that I love spreadsheets. So I write everything down, okay? I'm personally very visual, so I like to log everything in my online notebook, which is OneNote. I also mentioned that in an earlier podcast as well, and that has worked for me. Other things may work for you, though. A pen and paper may work just as well as the OneNote. The important thing is just to do it, so you have that to reference back to and see the progress that you've made, which generates more motivation to continue moving forward. Okay, lastly, number 5, I want you to change your self-talk. So listen to that inner voice. What is it saying to you? Is it saying things like, you're strong, you can do this? Or is it telling you, you're a failure, look at you, compared to Susie or John? Look at your friend who has cancer and how fast he or she has bounced back. How you talk to yourself, it really truly matters. So I want you to write positive statements on your mirror in the bathroom, and every morning and night, I want you to practice repeating these lines. I have tried this myself and it works well for me. I love waking up and I love seeing these motivational lines and I love speaking them to myself in the mirror. By speaking I am statements, what I mean by that is you start everything with I am. So I am healthy. I am strong. By speaking those statements that begin with I am, we integrate these into our identity, which is who we are, who we want to be, and how we want to feel. So if we're always saying things like, I'm too tired, I'm lazy, I'm weak, then I can assure you with time, your actions will align and you will become all of these things. Once again, I want to send a huge thank you out to all my listeners for your continued support and prayers. And I want to thank you for sharing with me the nuggets of wisdom that you have gleaned from my podcast. If you continue to find value in my podcast, please click on the donation button to help support the creation of future episodes. While I'm very passionate about adding value to those going through a cancer diagnosis or those of you who are supporting someone going through that diagnosis, the reality is it takes time and energy to create weekly shows for you, and so your contribution really helps. You're going to find 3 different options on there, so please feel led to share with me in helping to create those future episodes. Thank you so much. I also want to ask you to follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's 504 Rebirth. And please provide feedback and comments for me. Also, if you're interested in the coaching services that I provide, please go to my Facebook page, 504 Rebirth, and schedule a free consultation today to see if we are a good match for each other. So with that being said, may you fucking be free.